when did you first discover your musical talents?
Talents. I don't know. I feel like the interest has always been there. I won't really call it a talent though, but I feel like the interest. I think when I think of it as a gift, and as a gift, I feel like God put that interest in me.
Yeah.
It's like to be like to love music, I guess. So since I was little, I've always loved music, and I'm always trying to grow. Since I think I was 6, but when I wanted to be an artist was I can remember I was somewhere between 8 and 10.
Yeah.
I had a dream of playing on the stage, and I was like playing guitar on the stage, and I was like there were so many people. I was wearing a black leather jacket and jeans. It was the whole thing. At that time, I never knew how to. I was older. I was like an older version of myself, and at that time, I never really knew how to. I didn't know anything about playing guitar. All I knew is that I wanted to sing, and I loved Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So I told my mom the dream, and she was like, "What's this guy talking about? Better go and read your books." So since then, I've been asking. Since then, I was asking my parents for a guitar, asking them. They thought I was joking. So after. So because I grew up in Nigeria, we didn't have the infrastructures for like music and stuff. They taught us music in school though, but they didn't. It wasn't practical.
Yeah.
They just draw it on the board and be like, "This is." I couldn't understand, and I was bad in school because the way I found out that the way I learn is I'm more of a practical learner.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until after secondary school that I saved money that summer. It was summer of 2008. I saved money that summer and I bought myself my first guitar. Something like this, actually. It was a crappy guitar. Not like your guitar is crappy.
It's old. I've had that guitar for like, how old? I'm 20. So I've had that guitar for 14 years. I've probably played it a grand total of 6 times.
Wow. Something like that.
That's all I got to say.
And it was when my mom saw like, I actually saved money to buy the guitar, that's when they started saying, maybe this guy is actually serious about this thing. Then I taught myself how to play. And yeah, since then I've always been trying to grow. And I'm always happy when I hear my old stuff and hear how crappy I sounded. So it's like, now I know I'm growing, you know. There's always room for growth.
So who would you say inspired you as a musician, or even back then when you first got started?
When I first started playing guitar was John Mayer, then following John Mayer. No, actually, I was listening to loads of Jason Mraz at the time, because back then, at that time, Jason Mraz was like...
He was the guy.
Yeah, he was the guy. And he was hot. I used to follow his music before.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy is really good, man. I love his lyrics and everything. When in 2008, he became so hot, like with the music and everything on charts and stuff. So that's why I was really inspired. Then I think the next year or the year before, I don't know, but John Mayer brought out his Continuum album.
2000 and...
It was 2008. I think
Yes.
it was that same year.
Vultures.
Yeah, and it was that same year Nora Jones brought out an album as well. James Morrison. That year was just, oh my goodness, music.
It was a pure year for music.
Yeah, and it was like, I was like, everyone around that, those were the people I was like listening, I was looking up to. But before that, I was looking at Neo, was Craig David, them R&B singers. Then when I really knew what I wanted to do, those were the guys I was looking up to. Justin Ozuka, Bryan Adams, John Mayer, Nora Jones. Then I started learning some Jimi Hendrix chords as well, learning how to play like Jimi Hendrix. That's what like took my guitar to the next level. Yeah, so yeah.
It's always powerful when you like you tap into the best things you see in your artistry and just kind of add it into your own like repertoire. I mean, speaking on that, like, have you been to like a live show or seen a performance where you've seen a band or a person do something and immediately been like, actually, I want to copy that, I want to try that myself?
Yeah.
Who would you say, if you can say who it is, and what particularly was it?
Okay, cool. Things that we're always learning, man.
It's true.
We're always learning. I mean, from doing this, I'm sure there's some mistakes you've made and be like, oh, this guy did 100%.
This. Always learning.
This guy did this some way. Okay, I'm going to do it that way as well. Ed Sheeran, I was watching one of Ed Sheeran's concerts, and I always had the problem of when you're playing and people are talking, and everyone keeps talking and you're playing, and I had that problem. So I watched one of his videos where he just goes, when he's playing and people were talking, he just goes shh on the mic and everyone just kept quiet. And since I was like,
That's powerful.
I'm doing that. So every time I have a show and people are talking, I just go shh. Everyone keeps quiet. So I'm like, oh god damn, it works. Yeah, so I've just been doing that. There's so many other things, man. Even do you know Gary Clark Jr.?
I've heard the name.
Oh, you should listen to him, Gary Clark Jr. When he solos, man. When he plays on his solos, he's not the best. Well, he's a really good guitar player, but he's not like the best guitar player, but he's really, really good. And one thing that how he connects with the audience is like he feels the music he plays. So when he starts soloing, he just closes his eyes and it's like almost like in
it lets it like almost like pass through his body.
Yeah, it's almost like in a trance, man. So when that energy is there, he's actually entranced in the music he's playing. When that energy is there and the audience can see that on him, then they feel the same way. It's like it's just going back and forth and everyone's feeding off that. So I started doing that as well. Like if I listen, like if I'm playing a sad song, I go deep into that song. I try to feel every emotion of that song. And if you can do that, play it well, and the audience see you, they feel that emotion. It's like this energy that just passes through the room. And if you're playing a happy song, you feel everything, all the emotions of the song, and you pass it on to the audience. And it's like everyone is sharing, man. So when I saw Gary Clark Jr. do that, I was like, yeah, that's one thing I like to do.
Oh, that's really good. I mean, even on that note about like sharing, is that something that you would say when you do performances now that you really want to make sure that people feel from your music?
Yeah. When I perform, when I'm on stage, I think that's one of the things that makes me confident on stage. When I'm on stage, I feel like it's not about me.
Yeah.
It's not about me at all. It's about I'm here. It's about the people here in this room. And it's about how we can both connect with this music and how we can both share our stories. So it's like, that's one thing I love about, the band Queen?
Yes.
Yeah. When they, with that song, we will. Before they wrote that song, they were like, we need a song that the audience can perform. Yeah. We need a song that the audience can perform. So, when they're playing that song, they're not the ones performing. It's the audience performing the song. And they just do, everyone goes like that. And everyone starts singing, we will. It's mad.
And it's instinctive. And
yeah. And when that energy is in the room, man, it's like, I feel like, I don't know if I've lost what I was saying though, but it's like so when it's almost like the Holy Spirit,
Yeah.
When an energy is, well, especially when there's like a crowd of people, and imagine you're sad and you're in a crowd of people that everyone's just happy, everyone's like, before you know, you
pick it up.
You just pick it up, man. Or if you're in the room, you're happy, your day is going bright, everything, and you just go into a room where everyone is gloomy, everyone is crying. Or if you go outside and it's cloudy, everyone's wearing black, everyone looks sad. After a while, you're just gonna pick up on that energy, No,
that's 100%. It's like someone I know. They saw Coldplay play once. He's a worship leader actually, and he saw Coldplay live in Manchester, and he was just saying that how at times he had to kind of look around and remind himself that he's not in church because he just felt the whole room was all in one, like in sync and connected to the music in that moment.
Exactly. I feel like it's a job of whoever it is on stage to transfer that energy. And once you just transfer it to the first few people in front of you, then it just spreads.
When you wrote your first song and then comparing it to now, what would you say is changing your whole creative process?
First, when I started writing songs, I didn't have a guitar. All I had was a melody in my head. But now, I don't know, man. Now these days, there's so many ways to write songs. I've been writing with so many artists and everyone has their different style. I'm trying to learn how to write. Like I was in the studio the other day with a few artists.
Yeah.
And the way they were writing, like they're there with the producer. There's a producer, 2 songwriters, an artist, and a sound engineer. And the producer starts making some instrumentals. Then they just start coming up with like melodies. So the producer is done with the instrumentals, and they just record melodies of them singing like like scat, just anything.
Just like whatever's on their heart.
Yeah. So after that, they pick out the best melodies and they start writing to that. I've never seen that process before in my life.
Interesting.
And the way I write, I do like the whole traditional method where I have my guitar and I start playing. I was writing a song last night and I start playing, and the lyrics just come. And when they come, you just write them down. That's what I do. And sometimes when I write with other people, it's like, it's the same method. We get a guitar. Like, for example, if I'm writing with an artist or if I'm writing for an artist, and he or she wants me to like write a song. Before I write to an artist, I talk to them first. Like, do I talk to you? We talk about like real life issues. What have you been through? What have I been through? So when I try to find a common ground with them, something I can relate to and they can relate to, so I write about that issue. And when we start writing about that issue, everything just flows
out easily.
Yeah, flows easily.
Oh, that's powerful stuff. So like, I mean, even talking about like music and like see new releases. So we've had the Songs of Frida, which was initially out. No, Nights of Frida. So it was initially out in 2015. Now it's back up again online everywhere. Yeah, so if you guys haven't heard it, please check it out.
Yes, please.
And of course, and on top of that, you've got a couple of singles you've got out, and one that really kind of stood out to me is Abuja. Yeah, it's named after the city. What inspired that? What does Abuja mean to you as a place? Abuja is
I feel like Abuja is somewhere that really welcomed me like with open arms, because when I moved to Nigeria, I moved in a time where like I didn't know anyone in that city, because I was in England for 7 years, and moving back was a whole culture shock. And it was like Abuja wasn't even where I grew up. I grew up in Port Harcourt, so I had to move back, and my parents live in Abuja, so I had to move back to Abuja and that was 2016. That was a weird, depressing year for me, man. Until I started moving out, starting getting to know people, and they have Abuja has one of the most. It has like really beautiful people there, and I've met so many nice people, and they really welcome me, especially with my music. I feel very like at home in Abuja, and the song. What inspired that song was I met this girl and we were talking, and she was like she's never left the city before.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this was last year, about this time last year, and she said she had never left the city before, but she'll be going to England for her masters this year. And she was like asking me how it is there and everything, and I felt like, and for me, someone again that's always traveling, I was like, okay, this is good to see this from another person's eyes.
Of course.
So I was like, yeah. She said Abuja, that's all I know, so don't leave me hanging after I go. So that's how the lyrics came about.
No, that's amazing. Of course, at the moment it's Black History Month. And you're going to be performing at Vocal and Versus, their special show this month in a couple of weeks. If anyone hasn't got their tickets, I think they're still available.
Yeah, get it now.
It's Vocal and Versus is amazing, and I'm going to be there, so I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
You're going to be
100%.
Oh man, it's going to be mad.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. Like I even tried to get we've got a mutual friend called Camellia, so I've tried asking her to go. I'm going to badger her again tomorrow and see if she actually's got a ticket yet or not.
She'll love it.
How did that come together?
Funny enough, it was a friend of mine asked me. She saw I was going to be in London for a while. I was actually meant to leave London on the 17th of October, but actually we're talking for a while. Then I was like, okay, do you know anyone do you know any gigs I can play while I'm here? She was like, oh, I know Vocals and Verses, but you're going to be gone by then. So I now had to do my research, and I saw Vocals and Verses. I was like, okay, I want to do that. So I extended my tickets, and they reached out to me. They reached out to me if I could play, and I was like, sure, man, I'm up for it. Yeah. So on the 28th of October, it's a Sunday, so get your tickets and check it out. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be amazing. I mean, I remember because I've met Benjamin a couple of times. We're actually going to have him on Eightseven Talks soon.
Mad.
But like, what fascinates me with Vocal and Versus is, firstly, it's one of the longest running live shows in London.
Yeah.
Because usually shows don't last as long as they are, especially with what they're catering, what they're providing anyway. It doesn't always last that long. And secondly, it's just the amount of amazing acts that have gone on to like top the charts that have come through
from there,
and like blessed the stage. So anytime I see someone that's going to be there, I'm always like eagerly anticipating the show because I know that the room, you're gonna love it. The room, like the energy, the vibe there is unlike anything I've been to.
I saw a couple of videos that he put out, and I was like, oh man, this is beautiful. And I see like people supporting like the support there is amazing. Because when I posted it on my Instagram stories, people started messaging me, "You're gonna be on vocals and verses." I was like, "What the hell is vocals and verses?"
Huge, it's huge.
Apparently, it's a big thing, man, and I'm happy. I'm blessed to be part of it. I saw JP Cooper was on it. Yeah. Oh my god, I love JP Cooper, man. His music is amazing. Yeah,
they've had. I mean, I was trying to find like a list of all the people they've had over the years, and I couldn't quite find it. But I know that every time someone gets on that platform, it's amazing for their careers, and it's just because there's people in the room that you may not know who they know, but there's people that connect to people in the industry. So being there and just getting a buzz of the audience, it makes a massive difference. To close with all of this, like obviously you've been on a good journey as a musician. You've traveled and you've toured and you've played in different places. What advice would you give to someone else who's starting off at the very bottom of their journey?
Okay. I'll give a few advices because it's something I'm still dealing with now. Because me, I don't still feel like sometimes I feel like I'm not where I should be, not where I'm supposed to be. But at the end of the day, man, you should always have it at the back of your mind that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and every choice you make determines where you're going to go.
True. Like
all the choices you've made throughout your life has put you in where you are right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So every choice you make determines where you want to go. And if you see yourself being like a top charting artist, or if you see yourself selling out stadiums, if you see yourself just being a busker for the rest of your life, then you should just focus on that and do everything in your power to be that person. And there's one advice that I would have given myself when I was young, guys. There's always something you haven't done.
True.
There's always something you haven't done. If you feel like this isn't going well, or I messed up here, I did something there, you should take responsibility. Because the moment you start blaming others, that's where you're going to just relax and like feel that everyone is the source of your problem. If you take responsibility of your problems and where you are now, then there won't be any need to like, you won't have any, when you take responsibility, there's this sort of confidence that comes over you.
That's true.
That you know, okay, I need to get my stuff. I can't say.
Get your stuff together.
Yeah, I need to get my stuff together and be the best person I can be. And there's always, when you've made a mistake, when things aren't going your way, look at everything, evaluate everything, take a breather, evaluate everything, and know that there's always something that you haven't done.
Oh Lord knows, I don't see too many faces from powerful low places with the same dream. And I've been before, you've been down to all my actions, a back and forth relation with the same